Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing, and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and shine. It's your daily dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 555. I am continuing with my Zoho Campaigns series. We are actually importing a client's information here and setting up a client's account. So there is information that gets blurred out all over the place, but it's a good example of how you can use campaigns, what it can do for you, and some of the things that you get access to, and yeah, just what is campaigns. So today we are moving along. We have already created the account. We've authorized the domain we've authorized Zoho Campaigns to send on behalf of the domain within our DNS system. We've added a sender. We're getting close to we've imported contacts. We've segmented those contacts. I might do a little bit more on that in another episode. We are getting closer to actually creating a campaign and sending a campaign. I like to do things really slowly and compartmentalized to make sure we get everything together. I know that you can go through and use the wizard that is here and just follow that. Sure, you can do that. I find that tends to create more problems than it solves for me, mostly because I'm a very controlled person. I like to have things, I like to make sure things are smick and just right before I go and do anything. So today we're going to look at the templates, the email templates, how you set up a template, how you set a header and footer, the sorts of things around what you can do there. So without further ado, let's go and have a look at our campaigns account again. So here we are back in our campaigns account. We are on the dashboard. You'll see we're not moved very far from this create a campaign. We are still working on this thing here. We can at this point just click create and say create a campaign. You'd be welcome to do that. There's nothing wrong with it. I just like to do it in a slightly different order because of course I do. Where can we find the templates that are available to us? Well, first of all, there is this menu here and we've got this option here called a library. If you click on that, you'll see we've got images, email templates, workflow templates, form templates, and attachments. I'm going to click on email templates. I'm not going to go into any of the others today. We're just going to click on email templates. We don't have anything. We have not got any templates whatsoever. I can upload one using the HTML editor. So if you've had a template created for you, you can actually import it into the system. I may show you how to do that later. You can use the template editor here. And under template editor, you've got basic templates and you've got pre-designed templates. Now, if you remember on our free account, I think we have limited access to the pre-designed templates. I think on the free account, we have access to basic templates. Now, the reason I say that is because we are on a trial here and we are actually getting access to some of the standard. Oh, excuse me. Oh, sorry. Some of the standard functionality that you don't get access to in the free account. So just bear that in mind when we're going through this demonstration. You've also got the option up here of create using, and that will give you basic templates, pre-designed templates, or a HTML editor. I am not touching the HTML editor today. What we are going to do is we're going to have a quick look at some of the pre-designed templates. So these are the pre-designed templates that you can get access to. Like I said, I'm not sure which of these are available on the free account. Some of them will be, some of them won't be, but you can see you've got a whole heap of pre-designed templates. So if you're looking for inspiration, these are sometimes really, really good to get into. Show more. and use and start with them, and you can edit them to make them your own. You can use them and just put the content in there. We are not going to use a pre-designed template though. I am going to go back to the template editor and I'm going to choose basic templates. And here are our basic templates. We have a blank template. We can start from scratch. We've got a simple one column, one, two, one, two column. We've got an image and 1, 2 column alternate. Look, you've got some options here. Depends on what you really want to do. I honestly am going to let's take this one. It's going to take a basic one here. And we're going to say create a, actually, no, cancel. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that. I clicked the wrong thing. Going to open it up. We're going to say select, save as template. Okay. I'm just going to call it a new basic template. Okay. So this isn't creating a campaign for us. What this is doing is creating a template that we can reuse when we want to. Now you'll see up here, we have, sorry, let's just go through it. We have our elements and our layout and our design information over here on the left-hand side. We have what it looks like here on the right-hand side. And if we mouse over each block, you'll see that it gives us, it highlights the section that we're in that we can edit. To start with, we have our logo here. So we can change or edit our logo. Now, we don't have a logo file uploaded. So I am going to click on change it. And then I'm going to go to upload from my computer. And I'm just going to pause my screen while I go and find it. Okay, so we've got the logo uploaded. I just found it on the computer and said upload, and it puts it into my images folder. So you see here, we've got some options that where we can put images in folders. Just check. Yeah, we can't create new folders at the moment. I'm going to choose use this image, and it's put it at the top of the email. Now, I honestly, we can make it a banner. What happens if we make it a banner? Doesn't do anything. Small. Okay, I can make it small so that it doesn't take up so much room. I would actually, in an email, I would make a 600px wide image so that it fits across here nicely and it doesn't take up so much space. We don't have the ability in this section to change whether we want, if we're using a logo, whether we want it centered or not. Let me just click on the settings. No, we can't center it. It is what it is. But because it's a logo, we can also link it to a URL. We can open it in a new window. We can set the background color. I change the background color. It changes the background color of the entire section. Make it white again. There we go. All right, alternate text. Here you would actually put, your business name. And here you would put your title, which again, that helps your SEO, but it's email. It's not quite so important. In fact, it would help your screen readers. So make sure with your screen, because of screen readers and accessibility, you are filling in all of these fields. That done, click done. So that's our logo done. Here here is a text box. So we might put in here hello, and we might want to put in a tag. Now merge tags are up here, and we might want to say hello first name. So you can actually, excuse me just a moment. That's better. You can actually personalize your emails. I, at this point, wouldn't be changing this template a lot more here. the idea is that this is a template, so we want it laid out pretty much how we want it to appear, how many that with the blocks that we want to edit. So what this allows us to do is we can edit we'll be able to edit the heading, we'll be able to edit the image that's on there, we'll be able to edit the text and the images in here. What I would do is link up all of our social media widgets, and here where it says our mailing address, you can set your mailing address up. And remember what I said about this has to go out. You would put city address. I just do it across the bottom here. And remember what I said, that in your footer, you must include contact details for your business to be in compliance with the spam laws, or with the spam legislations, not the laws necessarily. State, zip code, that'll do. So now I've got my mailing address, and you've got down here things that you must have in every email that you send out, every bulk email that you send out. You've got to have your address, and you have to have an unsubscribe link. Must have an unsubscribe link. Don't take it out. It'll actually ping you and it will not let you send that email out unless you've got it in there. You can also have an update preferences link. What are some of the other boxes we can put in though? Because, you know, I've gone through what's on here. No, no. And if you hit save and close, it will actually close it. We're back in emails. I'm just going to go and edit it again because I'm an idiot. I do that regularly, by the way. So what are some of the other widgets we can have? We can put in columns. We can put in social media widgets, which is what this is here. We can put in dividers and spaces, so we can put lines across things and spaces to space things out. You can put in dynamic content. Let's have a look and see what dynamic content gives us. So dynamic content, send personalized content if to each recipient based on a specific value. So if first name is something, or if contact email. So you can actually personalize contact based on one of the settings in their account. I would recommend playing with that. So you can okay, so let me do this again. You can put in text based on a criteria. You can display an image based on a criteria. You can display image and text based on a criteria. Or what is that? Must be a search bar. That must be a search content. So you can put dynamic content in as well. You can add, oh, it was a button. That's what it was. You can add a button. Now, you'll see here we've got a footer. This should be a footer. It's not a footer. So what we're going to do is just click out of here and we're going to get the footer and we're going to, sorry, let me do that again. Click on the footer. We've got the footer box here. I'm going to click on it and we're going to drag it and drop it. You see how it says drop here? And look, that gives us the same content. So if you ever lose that content, you can actually put in your own, you can re-put in the footer. Now this will actually, it's a footer. It gives you predefined content. You can change that content, but it gives you predefined content. If you want to delete a block once you get to here, just mouse over the little cog on each block, find the little rubbish can and click on that and it will ask if you want to delete it. There we go. It's deleted. So you can put a footer in, columns, image. You've got a few options here. You don't need a lot of options in an email. Remember, the more complex it is, the harder it is to display at times. So try to keep it simple. What else can we do? Layouts. Let's look at layouts. So you can add in extra layouts into your email. So this is text and an image on the right. Let's say I want to put text and image on the left. So image on the left. So there you go. I can do it like this. I can also, once I've done that, you see how these are, there you go. Now I put the image on the left and the text on the right. and we've got another block in there, so we can actually alternate it. What are the other layouts we've got? So you've got a whole heap of layouts here that you can put in place in your template, and these will just get used as you go along. I think that's how that works. We'll find out. Design. So the design we can change our inner color. The inner color is the color around our text boxes. The outer theme, if you click on that, you'll see you've got these options here. So we can put different things like the background. You can change the background if you want. Let's go all the way to the right, see what other options it gives us. I mean, you've got so many options here. I don't believe you can upload your own background here. You can choose none, or you can choose, sorry for coughing. So it'll just be white, or you can choose white. All right, that's got a slight hatch on it, you see? It's got a slight hatch on it. So we're going to choose none. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to choose the outer color, and we're going to make the outer color a different color. Okay, so you can change the background of the outer theme. You can change the color of the background. So if I change the color of the background and then choose, yeah, that overwrites the background color. So if you choose outer theme, it overwrites the background color. If you choose no theme and then reset your background color, you will get a background color. So that's your outer color. Let's just make it a blue color for now. I'm not going to leave it like, well, I might just for this demo. The template width, 600 px. Please don't make it any more than 600 px. Email readers, default email readers on your desktop default to 600 px. Really important. Please don't make it any wider than 600 px. Outer border size. What's the outer border size? What does that do? So you see how we've got a black box around here? You can actually put a border around your email content. I'm going to leave it at 0 or none. You can change the color of it. And that's all we need to worry about here. So now that we've done that, we're going to say save and next. So now we have created a template to use. We can use this anytime we want. And the way we do that, now we've done what templates are, now I've shown you how to create a template. If I come up to campaigns and say email campaigns and say create a campaign, we're just going to do a regular email campaign. I'll quickly run through these. You can do an A/B test, which gives you 2 versions of the one email. And I don't know, you set the criteria on who gets what and who gets which version, and then you see which one converts better. So you can do some basic A/B testing with your email marketing using Zoho Campaigns straight from here. You can do an RSS feed. So you can take content from your website, feed it into an email template, send it out on a regular basis, use the automations to send this out. This is great if you've got people who want to keep up with your website, your blogs and such, and put it in there. You can promote webinars in Zoho Meeting through email campaigns. Not going to do that. You can use GoToWebinar. You can use Eventbrite. Look at all the stuff that we can do here. I am not going into those. What we're going to do is just do a regular email. And I'm just going to call this test email, test campaign. Now, it's always worthwhile to me to actually practice all of this before you send it out to your main list, before you send things out. So doing a test campaign, giving it a subject, adding sender details, adding recipients to it, allows you to do some testing, make sure things look right, all the things that go with it. So test campaign, we're going to give it a subject. I'm going to click add subject, test campaign. We then have the pre-header here. Sorry, let me just go back here. You can actually personalize the subject line with any amount of detail here. That sometimes works. Sometimes having their first name in an email in the subject line might capture their attention. It might also seem a little spammy as well. I also like with Zoho Campaigns is how it gives you little hints and tips here about what makes for good subject lines, what makes for good subject lines, what you should be thinking about. Moving on from that, you've got your pre-header. This is a few words that will show briefly after the subject line and summarize your email content. So, no, winter isn't coming. It is here. Okay, I don't know, but you can set your subject line. So if I do edit subject up here, it lets us get back in and hit the subject and the pre-header. The sender, we can say who is sending this. So I can choose from the two senders. So this one hasn't been authorized yet. We will need to go in and do that. I haven't done it yet. I've just been a bit slack. You will also notice that you can add a sender address from here. Now, if you're adding it on the same domain name that has been authorized, or sorry, verified through the DNS, it will just add, it'll send the verification email. You'll need to verify the email, but that's all you'll need to do. If you add a new domain name, so instead of this domain name that we've got here, another domain name, you're going to have to go and verify that domain name before it will send as well. So we're just going to keep the email address we've got authorized. Reply tracking, do we want to turn reply tracking on? We can track and monitor your campaign's replies. I'm going to say yes. To enable, we will generate a dedicated reply to address for your contacts so you can efficiently track their replies. This feature is excluded for automated responses. The sender address of the campaign will remain untracked. Okay, so normally if I turn that off, for example, I can set a reply to address. So I can have this go from mail out at whatever and have replies come back to me. Or you can have replies come back based on a custom field. Now, we don't use custom fields. We haven't got a custom field set up for a reply to address. But if you were using, what's a good example of that? If you're using campaigns and you want to send it back to the person who referred, if you've got a sales team and you want to send it back to the person who is managing that customer, that client, you could put them in as a custom, their email address in as a custom field. And when someone hits reply, as long as you've got that based on custom field set and you've got the right field selected, it will go back to the email address in that field. We're going to use reply tracking. Yep, that's fine. We've done that. Now, auto forward replies, forward your contact's replies to a custom email address along with monitoring them. So we can also auto forward it, and I can auto forward it to myself. Or, as I said, you can also auto forward it to the custom field that's got the specific email address you want to send it to. We're just going to not auto forward at this point. Yeah, there we go. Click save. Click save. Come on. Oh, we need to put a sender name in here. Or has my browser just frozen? My browser just froze. Sorry, let me just go back up here. Click again. Sender name. Make sure you put a okay, that would be your name. It might be Charly Leetham here. It might be Ask Charly Leetham. It might be your company name. It might be support. Ask Charly Leetham support. Make sure that it's recognizable and that it's readable. I don't like getting emails in that just have the email address. I like to see who the name of the person is sending it to me. Okay, so we've now done the subject. We've done the sender. We can add recipients. Now we can add it from a list. Remember, we just created that list. So if I choose list, I can choose my sample list, or I can use the list that we created. Or because I'm testing this, I can also add a segment. Choose the contacts, lists, all segments. We want to choose segments or a bulk segment. I'm going to just choose segments, and we're going to create a segment here. Test emails. Okay, now we want predefined fields. First name. Nope, not first name. We want email. Contact email is okay. So this is test segment. Sorry, segment for test. So if you want to just do a small mini mail out without creating a list on its own, you can absolutely use a segment to do it. So if I just come back in here and we say segments here, now we can say segment for testing. You see how it says selected segment? Now that's only ever going to send this email out once I decide to send it. It's just going to send it out to any contacts that have the email address that I put in there. I don't think I'm on that list, quite frankly. So this email will never go out. But that's how you can segment it down. You could also use tags. You can also tag people to be testers and just say where the tag equals testers. Now we're going to create the content. Now that we've set up the email ready to go, we're going to create the content. And we do that by clicking create content. We're going to say use a saved template. And we're going to use our new basic template here. Everything comes in. If I click on this, I can edit the image. I can edit the various images in the blocks. I can edit the content. Can I add extra bits in? I can even if I wanted to here, even if this is a template and I thought, no, I just need to change things around. I need to actually turn this one. I need to delete this segment. Hang on. Let me just get that box. Get that box. I want to delete that box this time. I can delete the whole segment, that whole area. Yep, cool. I can delete it and I can add my own layout in here wherever I want. I can change things around. The thing that you need to make sure is that you don't delete or change this information here. Really, really, really important that you keep your mailing address and the unsubscribe link in. You can also, if you want, change your look. Now, this is a template. The idea of a template is that maintains your look and feel all the way through your branding. I wouldn't recommend changing your design at this point. If you really want to change your design, think about it before you are creating the campaign. Okay, I'm going to click proceed. I will do some of this in more detail, by the way, like going into segments and how you set up segments. Now that we've created it, now that we've set up our segment for testing, we can check all of this. Now you see here it says we found one warning in the email content as listed below. The default image or image content contains a default image. So it's picked up that we haven't changed out the images in the email, and it's actually going to allow us, it warns us that we have a problem. I think that's fantastic. Let's just have a look at the advanced options. So tracking, we can do complete tracking on email opens. We can do complete tracking on link clicks. We can turn them off. We can turn off the tracking. I recommend, honestly, you want analytics. You want to know who's opening your emails. You want to know who's clicking on links within your emails. If you have Google Analytics, you can enable that and put your analytics code in. It'll ask you to connect your Google Analytics account. If you're using Wistia, you can connect your Wistia account and track your video views. Reply tracking, we've already enabled. I am not going to worry about any of these things here at the moment. These are advanced. I'm not going to touch them. We just want to do a really simple campaign and get that out. Okay, so now we've got everything set up here. We're going to hide the advanced options so I don't have so much on the screen. Yay. We can launch it. We can decide to, right, at the moment it is in draft. See here it says draft. We can leave it in draft, get someone to review it, get someone else to go through it and make sure it's happy. If they're happy, we can do a send immediate, and that will send it out to whoever is in that segment we sent out. We can choose to send later. The options to send later, these do change based on the level of account that you have. So some of these options aren't going to be available in the free account. They may not be available in the standard account. You can send at a fixed time zone and time. So we can set it out to go on Thursday at 10 a.m., for example. Make it 10 a.m. and Sydney time. And I can say schedule. So that will go out at 10 a.m. to everyone, 10 a.m. Sydney time on Thursday. I can send it in batches. So I can say this date, send it out, and send it out in batches of however many. You might want to do that if you don't want to overwhelm your server. So let's say you are doing a product announcement, or let's say you're doing a rollout of a software upgrade and people have got to go to your website or go and do something to get access to it, and you don't want to overwhelm your server by having thousands of people coming all at once. You can actually batch it out and say, I want to send out 25 messages at a time every 45 minutes. And what that'll do is it'll go through your list and say, send 25, wait 45 minutes, send 25, wait 45 minutes, send 25, wait 45 minutes. That's great if you are doing a rollout or a product launch or something and you don't want to overwhelm the end resource that you're sending people to. You can send this based on the recipient's time zone. Now, this only works if the recipient time zone is identified. If not, it's going to use the time zone you have set on your account. This is great if you want to make sure it's 10 a.m. their time. So it might be 10 a.m. in Australia, but to be 10 a.m. Eastern time, it's going to be something like 5 p.m. our time on the next day, I think. I think that's how it works. I don't know. Time zones always do my head in. Or once you have enough data, this is great. Remember what I said in my introduction, you can actually set it to go out when around the time that someone opens an email. And if you click recipient's optimal open time, the campaign will be sent within 24 hours from the time you launch it. So it will look and it will say, well, this person's optimal time to open an email is 2 p.m. We're going to send it out at 2 p.m., around 2 p.m. within the next 24 hours. So it might go out at 2 p.m. today. No, it won't. It's past 2 p.m. It'll go out at 2 p.m. tomorrow, for example. Now, this one really only works if you've got enough information on your clients in the contacts list here for this to work. If not, it's just going to send it out, I guess, at the time you send it. I guess it'll just do an immediate send. Now, I'm not going to schedule this. I'm not going to have this ready to go. I am just going to leave this in draft mode. What else can we do from here? We can download the HTML. We can clone the campaign. We can delete the campaign. We can archive it. We can mark it as dormant. That is how you set up your campaign to go. That is how you get ready to send it. Now, when you send it, sometimes it will go through the compliance team for Zoho to make sure that it is compliant with their policies as well. Don't stress it. As long as you follow the rules and you're not trying to do something dodgy, you're not going to get caught. Just bear in mind that sometimes they do go through compliance teams. From here, if we just go back to the email campaign screen now, you'll see that you've got the test campaign here. It tells you that it's in draft mode. It hasn't gone. Once this goes out, it will tell you that it's sent, and you can start to get in and look at the statistics on it. You can also just click on the more link. You can edit it, do what you need to do. You can even delete it if you don't want to keep it. If you have team members who are creating campaigns and you come in and you think, where's that campaign? I can't find it. Make sure you come across to campaign owner. And I'm the only sole user here because no one else has accepted their invitation yet. Here, it will say all users, and you can just click the all users and it will show all the campaigns created by everyone. If you're looking for one by a specific team member, you can click that specific team member and find it. Alrighty, guys. It's kind of a long one. I hope I didn't do too much in there. I know I kind of got down into the weeds and I might not have actually gone through those weeds in enough detail for you. Please, if you've got questions, comments, feedback, come across to my community, askcharlyleetham.locals.com, and ask questions there. You can always leave questions on the comments wherever you are watching or listening to this video. I will respond to them. I'm just a little slower responding to those. If you found that this was of value and you got something out of it, could you give the video a like? I'd really appreciate that. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell to find out when I drop more content. I will probably do a little bit more on this tomorrow. I'll probably show you how to import a template, HTML template. So if your designer's gone out and designed something for you and said, here it is, there's the HTML, just import it in. I'll show you how to do that. And we'll dig a little deeper into Zoho Campaigns. See you tomorrow. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.